Hi everyone, this is Ben Dunnett from www.musictheoryacademy.com. In this session we're going to have a look at secondary chords. We're going to ask, what are secondary chords? How do we work them out? We're going to look at the different secondary chords that you'll find in major and minor keys. And we're going to ask the question, how do we write our own music using secondary chords? So firstly, what are secondary chords? Well, if you think back to primary chords that we looked at in the previous video, primary chords are the most common chords that you find in a key. They're most commonly used. They're the first ones that you go to. The secondary are the second most common chords that you find. It's as simple as that. And they're based on 2, 3, and 6 of the scale. Remember, we always use Roman numerals when we're describing chords like that. So let's have a look at an example. If we are going to find out the secondary chords in C major, we're going to have to find out the second, the third, and the sixth of the scale. So the second is D, the third is E, and the sixth is A. So our secondary chords, 2, 3, and 6 in C major, are D minor, E minor, and A minor. Let's have another look at a different example. If we're going to build it on G, so we're working in G major now, and work out the secondary chords, the second, the third, and the sixth. So in G major, the secondary chords are A minor, B minor, and E minor. Now you've probably noticed something straight away, that the two examples we looked at in two major keys, the secondary chords have all been minor. Okay, and that is one of the differences between the major and minor keys. Secondary chords in major keys are all minor triads. In a minor key, the third and the sixth are major triads, and the second chord, a bit more tricky, is a diminished triad. If you're not sure what a diminished triad is, have a look at the video that I did on an introduction to chords. It looks at diminished triads in there. So in major keys, the secondary chords are all minor triads. In a minor key, the third and sixth are major triads, and the second is a diminished triads. So what about composing? What about writing our own music with secondary chords? Well, here's a few things for you to have a think about. Start and end with chord 1. Now I know chord 1 is a primary chord, but you don't want to just throw a load of secondary chords at your piece to think, oh yeah, I really want to use secondary chords, I'll just use secondary chords, because it won't give your piece a sense of a beginning and an end, or even a sense of what key we're in. So remember, start and end with chord 1. You're establishing what key you're in. Use chord 4 or chord 5 before the last chord 1. So we're still thinking about primary chords here. Okay? And putting a 4 or 5 before that last chord will again really help to give you a good finish. Now you can think about the secondary chords. And as long as you follow those first two rules, actually you can have some fun experimenting with using different secondary chords. Whether you're using a keyboard or a piano or a guitar to play different chords, as long as you start and end with chord 1, use chord 4 or 5 before the last chord 1, then actually you can use a different combination of secondary or primary chords and just have a listen as you're playing. Think, what sounds good? What do I like? What works well together? Those are the key questions to ask. I've tried to make things easy for you again. If you head to the site, www.musictheoryacademy.com, I've got a sheet for you to download. It's got all of the secondary chords in all of the keys. So whatever key you fancy writing in, you've got the secondary chords there. Remember, there's another sheet available for all the primary chords as well on the site. So we've had a look at what are secondary chords, okay? And they are three. They're 2, 3, and 6 in any key. We've worked out how to work out the secondary chords, and we've looked at the difference between major and minor keys of the secondary chords. We've also looked at composing using secondary chords. Start and end with chord 1, then you're free to experiment. I hope that helps, and I hope you have fun trying out writing your own music. Go to www.musictheoryacademy.com to get more free music theory lessons and take your musicianship to the next level.